We are live, Curtis. How are you, Curtis? Sliwa. Is that how you say your last name? Sliwa.
That's very good. Sliwa.
Sliwa.
Well, let me
Hi.
tell you something, Ching. I've had better days.
Yeah.
Like you ask somebody, how you doing? And
How you
oh, I'm
doing?
doing great. How you doing? I'm doing.
Yeah.
Guess what? I've had better days. Okay.
Good for you. Good for you. Let's welcome Curtis Sliwa to my show. My name is Ching Juhl. I'm a filmmaker, a musician, and I do interviews and conversations with different people on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So thank you for coming, and thank our audience has been waiting for us. So now, I know, Curtis. I researched you. I read about you. I watched video about you. That's just so amazing. I learned so much about you. And now, I wanted to talk about first thing is very not political. You love cats. I love cats. So tell me about your cats.
Yeah. In this election campaign, that's what I've been called, the cat man.
Yeah.
Because I and my wife Nancy, we rescue cats from the shelter systems of New York City, where a lot of people don't realize. Let's say you surrender a cat or a dog or an animal, or they find a cat, dog, or animal in the streets. Everyone thinks, oh, they're in a shelter. They're going to be adopted out. They're going to be fostered out. They're going to find the rescue group. What are you talking about? In 72 hours, if they're not in a different location, they euthanize that cat, dog, or other animal. They destroy it. And my wife educated me to this, so I got obsessed. Everything I do, I get obsessed. I said, "Whoa, we can't let those kitties die." So my wife every night will look at the list of all the animals that are in intake, and she knows exactly the clock is ticking. And even if the governor called up and said, "That cat, that calico cat, I want a reprieve on that cat," the shelter would say, "Tough noogies, governor." So she runs over there, rescues the cat, nurses it back to health, then fosters it out or adopts it out. And we keep generally about 17 cats in our apartment, which is 328 square feet. Take that, Elon Musk, who's so proud he lives in a 350 square foot apartment now. And we learn to do more with less, and the cats have more space than us.
Wow, this is just amazing. So tell me a little bit. So you get a list and then you get these cats, and do they eventually go to somebody's home or you and get more cats? How does this go?
Well, that's the idea. But you see, like in everything else in this world, people who are humanitarians who love cats and dogs, they will ask for the young kittens
Mm,
because the young kittens generally don't come with a lot of problems.
mm,
The older the cat is, it's like me, 67, right?
mm,
Oh, I don't know, they got rheumatism, they got arthritis, they
mm,
got diabetes, they have high blood pressure. They're just like human beings. And so people say, oh, no, I don't want that cat. So
mm,
we end up with a lot of older cats who are sort of like me, and they will live for the rest of their life with us and they'll have a good life. But we're able to adopt out the kittens because everybody loves kittens,
mm,
and you can sort of raise the kittens from the beginning, and then they have your characteristics. They're used to you. But my goal to become mayor,
mm,
number one priority is no
mm,
kill shelters. We are never going to kill a dog, cat, or animal again. Never, never, never. It's
mm,
to me the most offensive thing we do. We euthanize
mm,
thousands of dogs and cats every year, and we
mm,
spend money to do it. And
mm,
they're being executed. It's like an execution chamber. And I'm
mm,
going to make that priority number one. Now, a lot of people say, Curtis, you have
mm,
all the furniture upstairs and rearranged in the wrong rooms.
mm.
Why are you making animal welfare issues such a priority? Because
You keep talking, okay? I'm gonna show a very short clip of
oh
your
yes,
video
yes,
of the
yes.
cats. Okay,
I
just keep
want to
talking.
watch.
Okay, so this is a very amazing. You were, uh, I assume your wife shot this, or somebody, your assistant shot this, because I always think about filmmaking point of view.
Hey, cat, a viola, good girl, good girl.
Good girl, Dean, the warrior prince. Good girl. You gotta train that. Hey, Joe.
As a trio. Anyhow, so I just wanted to show to our audience. This is really amazing. Yeah.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah,
yeah.
and I don't know if that was one of the days that my wife threw me out of the house, and I had to talk to the cats from the outside looking in. But
Yeah, it's somebody inside. It must be your
yeah,
family member or your assistant. But it's a really great shot from filmmaking point of view. Yeah.
oh
Very,
well,
yeah.
wait
Yeah.
a second. Are you saying that potentially? I mean, we're talking about a Golden Globes award here. I mean, we're talking a
Yeah.
big.
Golden, golden. So, yeah, all right. So I get my cat fever out of my chest, which I always have cats myself.
Yeah.
And oh, let me turn this off. It's too noisy. And then now tell us a little bit about you have less than 2 months left for a compete the election day. Oh, by the way, congratulations! You're the winner of GOP nomination for New York City mayor. That is a huge deal. Yeah, thank you,
You
thank
know
you.
why it's a huge deal having
Yeah,
won the GOP line? I'm a
yeah.
never Trumper, and never Trumpers never win in the Republican Party. So that's why I have an insurance policy. I'm also running on the independent party line for all those Republicans or Democrats who want to vote for me but need an independent line to do it. Hey, I'm no dummy. I
Mm.
realize I can't get elected as a Republican alone in New York City.
Yeah, very good idea. Now, this is a very democratic state, democratic city. So what do you think you can beat Eric Adams at this point?
Well, let me give you an idea. My father, Chester, a merchant seaman for 55 years, hardcore Democrat. My mother, Francesca, hardcore Democrat. They weren't Reagan Democrats. They weren't Giuliani Democrats. They never voted for Republicans in their life. If they were alive today and I was only a Republican, my own mother and father would vote for Eric Adams. So
Whoa.
that's why, yes, that's why it's lucky I'm on an
Uh-huh.
independent line. Now, the reason I can win
Mhm.
with such an overwhelming number of Democrats
Mm.
is that I campaign in communities where the only Republican they've ever seen is Abraham Lincoln on a $5 bill. And I get well received. So
Mm.
I go where no Republicans have ever gone before, into the projects, into the tenements, into the subways, in all the places that real people hang out. Not the trendoids in Southampton or Martha's Vineyard that Eric Adams hangs with. He's up in the suites. Curtis Sliwa's down in the streets. Now, that's pretty unusual. Normally, it's the other way around. The Republicans are up in the suites with the rich and the wealthy, and the Democrats are in the streets. This is an election that defies all previous elections. The Republican independent, I'm in the subways and the streets. The Democrat is with all the rich and the wealthy and the hedge fund monsters and the Fortune 500 Wall Street crew.
Yeah. So well said. And oh, I have a question for you. You talk with such energy, and you so many conference you talked. I watch you. You never read notes. I want to find out what do you eat. So tell me, how do you take care of yourself? I mean, you're not like a 43 years old, you know?
No, I'm 67.
I know.
That means I'm eligible for Social Security. Well, I tell you what, it's really more mind over matter, and I'll explain. I should have been dead and buried a long time ago. I was
Why?
shot 5 times with hollow point bullets by John Gotti, the Gambinos, and the organized crime family. Shot 5 times and survived.
Uh-huh.
I had stage 4 prostate cancer. Let me tell you something. Rough. Survived that. Colitis, ileitis, Crohn's disease. That's the worst yet.
That's
Well,
terrible.
actually, Crohn's disease is a benefit. because you can't eat nothing. You have ass sandwiches, which is very healthy for you. Before this, I used to compete as a competitive eating contest. I finished third in Coney Island eating those dirty water hot dogs on July 4th at Nathan's.
That can kill you.
Yeah, you're damn right. That sodium goes right up. You're almost having a stroke. Cannoli, where you shake it like this, you get catatonic. Pizza, and the worst ones, hard-boiled eggs and haggis.
Oh my
and
God.
I competed with that.
Yeah.
Now, that'll kill you. But,
yeah.
With Crohn's disease, you can't eat almost nothing. You can't eat. So it actually almost is a defensive mechanism that keeps you healthier than you might be if you didn't have Crohn's disease. I wouldn't suggest it, though, as a remedy, a dietary remedy.
So are you a meat eater?
I used to be. I can't eat meat now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I eat sometimes chicken, no fish. I really got to become a vegetarian and a vegan, which my wife is. She's a vegetarian.
Okay. Yeah, great for her. I'm a part-time vegetarian. I call myself.
So you learn. Like, for instance, my opponent, Eric Adams, to his credit, is a vegan because he was having severe problems with diabetes, and he realized that, hey, he might die at an early age.
Yeah.
So he decided, hey, I'm becoming a vegan, and that's good. That's a good signal to a lot of people. Yeah. For me, I'm $1 short and a day late, so it's taking me a while to get on that vegetarian train. Yeah. But I'm gonna get there.
So you take a lot of subways, and is that your way of exercise, or you go into the gym and do this?
Are you out of your mind? I was birthed in the subway. My baptism in fire is a subway. I've been riding subways by myself since I was 5 years old.
Oh yeah,
I love the subway because you're talking about entertainers and comics. The best focus group is on a subway.
Yeah, that's true.
You're stuck in the car, and then all of a sudden, at the rear of the car, hey, Sliwa, you're a real jerk. Get the F out of here. Can't escape. You got to deal with these people. They're real people. And that's the beauty of a subway. Plus, you never know. From one stop to the next, the door opens up and closes. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, feet don't fail me now. You got 10 guys who want to give you a beat down and basically get you to the point where you're like within an inch of losing your life.
Yeah. You're very brave. And now, I am a Andrew Yang supporter, and I made a film about Yang Gan, and I really, it's all volunteer. And of course, one of the Andrew Yang's main policy is UBI. He calls it a freedom dividend. So now I saw you are also implementing UBI, and tell us about what is your plan different from Andrew Yang's. But of course, he talked about more in 2020 presidential, his plan about $1,000. In New York City, it's not possible, $1,000 a month for people. So tell us a little bit about your plan.
It is amazing that the moment you mention universal basic income, UBI, all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, evil. You've been brainwashed, Curtis. You're going over to the dark side. This is even from Democrats like Eric Adams. Eric Adams, who when he heard Andrew Yang speak about universal basic income in the Democratic primary, said, "You're a charlatan. You're a snake oil salesman. You're a liar." What are you talking about? You listen to an Elon Musk. He's saying artificial intelligence and robotics are going to end up doing most of the work in the future. And having been a McDonald's manager when I started the Guardian Angels, I've seen prototypical restaurants now where you only have one human being. Everything else is robotically created with artificial intelligence, and the people who own the businesses make more money, deliver a better product. And what are we going to do with all these people who only have menial skills? So I'm thinking to myself, they're starting to make sense. And from a conservative and libertarian point of view, because they're the ones most at odds, they think, oh, that's welfare. Oh, my God, don't we have enough welfare? What are we going to do? Going to print money, and all of a sudden at the Federal Reserve and just shove it into people's pockets? Well, isn't that what the politicians do to themselves? They print money and then the lobbyists put that money back into their pockets, the Democrats and Republicans. So I'm interested in having a test. Conservatives and libertarians say if you have universal basic income, it could help eliminate this huge, humongous bureaucracy over social services. I've met the Yang Gang in many places, and they say, no, Curtis, actually, there's no means test. You just give the money out. You got to trust people. It's a humanitarian thing to do. And that's what strikes a chord with me, because I really don't trust politicians. And I'm suggesting you don't trust me either. The moment my first baby had shook my hand.
You're a politician now.
Right. Trust no politician. But I do trust people. So I'm saying when I'm mayor, I want to test this concept out. I want to take about $14 million over 2 years. I want to find 500 recipients, no means test. I don't know if we do this. We just pick them out of a hat, whatever we do. And then I want to follow it, the analytics, because I think if we trust these people to spend this money on what they think is necessary for them, that it'll be better than what we're doing now, where government believes that they have to take care of them from the cradle to the grave. Who knows? It may have an impact on the social service system. It may be more humanitarian. I welcome looking at the results. I'm not afraid of what the results will be. Everybody else is myopic. They're in their own little boxes. And I'm saying, let's try it out and see where it leads us to. It's only $14 million under my plan. We waste billions of dollars in the city of New York and get nothing in return except creating more misery and more dependence for our citizens.
Great. Yeah, we have some audience members are making comments now. Nivea says it's a great plan. Dennis, Trump for yen. Damn right, Curtis. And and then we have all things beauty. I don't know this person's name. Curtis Sliwa. So no vaccine mandates and safe streets. Eric Adams. Let me just put it on here so you can see it.
Sure,
do you have any comments? I guess he supports you. He or she.
Yeah, I do not support vaccine passports. I am vaccinated myself. I urge people to get vaccinated. It'll be a lot better when more people are vaccinated. But I know, because I've been chastised by people for medical reasons who cannot be vaccinated and have to wear masks all the time. And, I tend to, I say, hey, what do we got to wear diapers on our face, And people will come, Curtis, I have to wear this. My immune system is so low, it's shot. I'm getting all kinds of treatments for my cancer. I can't get I can't get the vaccine. We never think of that. And then there are people with religious exemptions. And then there are other people who don't trust the government. Gee, I wonder why they don't trust the government. They got a lot of reasons not to trust the government. So we should encourage people to get vaccinated. But for those people who choose not to or can't, test them once a week. That's it. Test them once a week. I think that's a good compromise. But no vaccine passports. Absolutely not. What are you got to walk around with a vaccine passport around your neck? Hey, look, I'm one of you. Hey, you see, I got a vaccine passport. I'm good. The rest of those people.
But the thing is that this virus is so invisible and it's kind of dangerous. So I personally, think it's a good thing that people be responsible to their own vaccine, and then it's also responsible to somebody else's health when they vaccine. So I'm not sure the mandatory plan I'm for, but I just feel like don't you think the government want their citizen to be healthy? I mean, it's like they want people to not fucking die.
You are very trusting of our government. No, I'm not suggesting that they want us to die. But Look at Pfizer, look at Moderna, look at Johnson and Johnson. How much money are they making from this? Okay. May I ask that question? And now they're talking about booster shots. Wait a minute. They told us, hey, you get 2 shots, it's over. Now you got to get a booster shot. Now you got to put the mask back on, even though you're vaccinated. No wonder why people don't trust the government. What they do is they circle jerk you. They rope-a-dope you. And then you get Fauci. We might as well have Vanna White there with the wheel of Fauci fortune today. What's Fauci going to say today? Spin the wheel, Vanna White. I get vertigo from all these folks who are supposedly the experts. So, you know something? If you want to do your own research, and no, you're not capable of doing research. You need a PhD. Wasn't it the PhDs that got us into this mess in Wuhan there with the clinic investing money, Fauci? Hey, come on, fess up, Fauci. Come on. Let people do their own research. Let them come to their own conclusions. But nobody should be exiled because they don't get a vaccine. There are remedies. Just test them once a week. I mean, they already had the swizzle stick up their nose so many times. In fact, they could do cocaine for the rest of their life now. They got receptive problems from all of that.
Now they have, they just on the market have these self testing tools. Like you can buy them in a drugstore or Walmart now. So that's pretty handy. But you know what? Speaking, what do you? Yeah.
Remember when you were younger and you went for the self-testing kit about pregnancy?
Yeah.
And you were saying prayers. Oh. You go, false negative. Okay, it's good. It's good, the testing kit, but let's not be totally dependent on a kit you buy in Dwayne Reed for like $1.99. And then you get that long sheet, for $1.99. It's like takes up a whole tree in order to print the receipt.
Yeah. So I asked you a question that has to do with where I come from. I was born in Shanghai, and although I'm an American citizen now, but what do you think of China? Like their system of controlling people, the COVID is like really rigorous. Like they lock you up in your own apartment for a long time. So what do you think of that compared to our country?
If Uncle Joe Biden, did I say Joe Biden or Uncle Stalin? I mean, if Uncle Joe Biden could do that, some of these elected officials would. I saw some of those images, the original ones in Wuhan, where they were pushing people back in and taking plywood and hammering them in, and you saw the person's hand. No, please let me out. Whoa. That's not America. That's not freedom. I don't want a chip in me. I don't want the government knowing everything about me. None of your damn business. Now, are the red Chinese more sufficient when they do that? Yeah. But do you want to sacrifice freedom and liberty for efficiency? No way. We have what the Chinese people on the mainland deserve. Freedom. Imagine freedom of speech, what we can say about Trump or Biden or anyone, and nothing happens to us. We don't go to the gulag. In fact, if we're good enough, we end up on Comedy Central. We have a lifetime job, right?
Yeah.
Now in those other countries, we don't realize what precious liberties and freedoms that we have. And no politician should ever be permitted to drop an anvil on our head, supposedly to protect us. Can't we protect ourselves? Why do we not trust people? Why don't we trust them to pay taxes? We trust them to go to war. And look at half the wars have been unnecessary. Vietnam, Iraq. We trust them to go to war and fight wars that politicians create, but they're not trusted to make decisions for themselves.
Yeah.
I trust people, even though some of them are kukulamunga. There's no doubt about it. They're kukulamungas. They're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But I trust people.
Yeah, that's very good. Good for you. But this just the population in China is, enormous. And, imagining 1/5 of the population of the whole globe are Chinese. So it's just
what's interesting is my sister Maria, who handles the PR in my campaign. Yes, it's a family operation.
Oh, yeah, family.
Sorry to all of you out there. But she does PR for the Uyghurs
Oh.
You see what's happening to the Uyghurs?
No. What?
Concentration camps, body harvesting.
Yeah.
You either do it the mainland Chinese, Red Chinese way, or that's it.
Yeah.
No problems. Well, they could be fundamentalist Islamists, suicide bombers. Have we lost our collective minds? Have we really lost our collective minds that we're permitting concentration camps in this world? And we know they exist. And we turn a blind eye to it because when we go to Walmart and Target, we want our products from Red China because they're very cost effective.
Right.
So we don't want to know what goes on over there. Oh no, Uyghurs. That sounds like a folk group, right? The Uyghurs. Yeah, didn't I hear them in the '60s? Shame on us.
Yeah.
Shame on us for permitting that.
So yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah. Now going back to, I wanted to play just a very short excerpts of this video. Can you see it?
Yes.
All right. So Andrew Yang is my boy, and you praised him. And look, just a little bit, okay? So this is a like conference. What is it called?
No, actually, unfortunately, a New York City police officer, a highway patrol person, was killed in the line of duty.
Oh.
He was struck by a speeding automobile on what they call the Long Island Expressway.
Oh, you went to Memorial.
We both went.
Oh, cool.
We were the only candidates who went.
Devil.
Not Eric Adams, the former cop, not the rest of the Democrats who were running, not even my opponent in the Republican primary. We took the time out of our campaign, rightfully so. We went all the way out to Suffolk, paid our respects, and we ended up talking.
Yeah.
And the thing was, on that Sunday before, I had taken a cardboard cutout of Andrew Yang and debated him in Times Square.
Oh, that's nice. I think I saw that.
Right. Any other candidate would have been upset, He and his staff had a good belly laugh at how I was debating the cardboard cutout in Times Square. All tourists, no local.
Yeah.
People didn't know what the hell I was talking about. They needed a translator to understand Sliwanics. That's the language that I speak.
When was this, Curtis? When was this ceremony?
This ceremony was, I would say
a week, 2 ago.
No. This was back in May. Andrew Yang was the leader PAC in the Democratic primary at that time.
Oh, okay. I want you to watch. I want us to watch. Just a little bit.
On our live stream, it was late last night that I first heard that Andrew Yang had decided to depart the Democratic Party and start a third party. And I want to officially applaud him for this effort. I think I can empathize with the situation that he's gone through as an outsider in the process.
That's not May,
both
right? That's more current.
More specifically, in this recent mayoral bid,
you are correct.
That he made in the Democratic primary. Oftentimes, his ideas were new, they were innovative, they were outside the box, and they were jeered, not cheered, by the professional political establishment in the Democratic Party, and even by some who were to the far left, who disparaged Andrew Yang. I think probably he was most upset by the way he was treated by the eventual Democratic primary winner, Eric Adams, who at times described him as being a fraud, a liar, and a racist. And I think what I heard Eric Adams actually say on Juneteenth, that because Catherine Garcia and Andrew Yang had decided to partner up as part of the whole way that ranked choice voting works, that effort on their part was an act of racism, making Andrew Yang a racist. And I scratched my head and said, Andrew Yang, racist? He's an Asian man, right? What is he, racist? Because he decides to do what ranked choice voting was actually created to do. And I know that, having been a proponent of ranked choice voting when I was the New York State Reform Party chair.
Okay, I'm just going to stop there. now my question actually was about how so how do you feel? I know you're pro for third party. So when you heard Andrew Yang, he officially has not announced it yet. And so what is your take on that?
Look, he's been ostracized. He's been made fun of. He's an innovator. He doesn't always declare himself to be omnipotent and pretentious like the rest of the Democrats and Republicans. You know, they're all knowing. They got to connect all the. No, he says, no. Let's go out there. Let's be innovative. Let's be idealistic. I like that. The happy warrior. Unfortunately, towards the end of the primary, they sucked him into that vortex, into the slime and grime of personal politics. Hopefully, you know, I would have offered him a landline to pull him out, but I get accused of that all the time. Like, Curtis, man, you're like, whoa, you get into a debate, you let loose, and that's true. But what I liked about Andrew Yang and his followers were that they were positive, pleasing, pleasant, polite. It actually, you almost felt sun was shining on you instead of the doom and gloom, darkened clouds of modern day politics. And I wish him all the luck in the world in starting a third party. We need more third parties. And I know a lot of Republicans say, what are you talking about, Curtis? There should only be two parties. No, I don't care if there are 10 parties, 12 parties, 14 parties. More parties means more democracy, more choice, more debate. It's a tribute to people to give everyone a chance to run. Everyone. Nobody should be limited from running. Did I just say that?
You did.
Did a Republican just say that?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. So while you were busy, being campaigning for the Republican side, and Andrew Yang was fighting in the Democrat side. So now I'm just imagining, okay, hypothetically, if Andrew Yang won the Democrat side, and how you gonna beat him? How the difference? Yeah, compared to Adams.
It would have been a totally different race because Andrew Yang would have had fun with me. And I would have had fun with him, and people would have said, what kind of political race is this? You should be casting aspersions against one another, burying each other in dirt. It should get so negative that everyone feels so soiled. They feel the need to take a shower. They don't want to vote. And I guarantee you, we would have had a great time. And there would have been a lot of times I would have said, Andrew Yang said that earlier today. Wow, that makes a lot of sense. I agree with that. Then my consultants would say, heavens to Betsy, you can't agree with him. Why not? If it's a good idea, I agree with him. Let's try it. That's my whole mantra. And I know that Eric Yang is that way also. Oftentimes.
Eric Adams.
Eric Adams. Oh, Eric Adams. Yang, to his credit, oftentimes has given credit to other candidates who came up with good ideas. The rest of them never do that because their consultants tell them, if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Give props where props are due. We would have had a great time. I'm telling you, I felt the synergy out there. I felt the synergy. Although he was probably looking at me and looking to his age. Gee, this guy's 67 years old and he's running around with a red sateen jacket and a red beret. Is this guy okay?
Yeah. I was wondering, in July, I saw you on the stairs at city near City Hall. Yeah. I actually shoot a little bit video, but it's not very long, so I'm not posting it. I didn't post; it's too short. But anyway, I was just wondering, isn't it hot to wear that sucker all the time?
Well, this is a wool beret. You're damn right. It's hot.
Yeah.
And by the way, the real reason I wear this morning, noon, and night, even when I sleep,
yeah,
I'm starting to lose my hair. See?
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. Look, see. So
let me see again.
I never have to worry about people saying, "Oh, wow, you're losing your hair."
Oh, that's the real reason.
I don't want to be Boston Baldy. I'm
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to shave my
yeah,
head every day.
yeah. Well, good for you. Good for you.
And
So,
also,
yeah,
it leaves
yeah,
a great tan line. Whenever I have to take my beret off,
yeah,
all this is Caucasian persuasion. This is red. And so
yeah,
you got to keep the beret on.
yeah. So, now I want to show this to people. Um, oh, sorry. I want to show this. What is the? I'm talking and then also try to share screen with our audience. Um, what is the three most uh, difficult situation problems of New York City for you to
Three most
comment?
difficult. The first one is the lack of compassion.
Mm,
Now, I know a lot
mm,
of people are shocked. Say, wait, your
mm,
sweet spot is crime, right? Isn't it crime, Curtis? Yes.
mm,
But
mm,
that's not the number one problem in New York City.
mm,
We lack compassion.
mm,
You look at all the emotionally disturbed men and women, all the homeless men and women. What
mm,
kind of a society are we? No
mm,
humanity, no
mm,
compassion,
mm,
and we have blinders on. And I'll
mm,
never forget after the lockdown in the pandemic, when emotionally disturbed and homeless people had nowhere to go and everyone were frightened, so
mm,
people would generally take care of them. Secular religious people ran away because they thought, oh my God, I'll be on a ventilator. They probably have COVID. Is that we were taking care of them in Penn Station, washing them with alcohol, giving them food, giving them nourishment, having normal conversations with them.
mm,
And I remember people were coming up to me, Curtis,
mm,
I saw this woman down the steps defecating, this other guy urinating. And I
mm,
said, lady, they closed all the bathrooms. It's
mm,
not their fault.
mm,
Any person has to eliminate during the day, even billionaires like
mm,
Elon Musk. But we closed all the bathrooms and didn't even consider these people.
mm,
That's why compassion, to
mm,
me, the
mm,
number one issue. We need to restore it. We need to restore humanity. Once we do that, everything else will get back on track.
mm,
I'm telling you, selfless service is the route to go. Everyone will be elevated. Everyone will feel good about themselves, and
mm,
everything in this world. We have to teach people to make a difference, not to just live in their own little isolated cones,
mm,
which they get angrier and angrier, and they get more and more distressed and
mm,
more separated from reality, the way a
mm,
lot of
mm,
regular people have to live. So I think
mm,
if we address that, we'll
mm,
deal with the crime issue. We'll deal, obviously, with the employment issue, the need to have people work, the need to be able to resurrect New York City.
mm,
All of that, I think, will come into line once we actually become compassionate human beings again, who have humanity.
mm,
Without that, we may build up our stock portfolios, we may
mm,
fatten up our bank accounts,
mm,
but more and more people will be pushed to the wayside. And
mm.
I don't want to be a mayor in a city where you got the haves getting richer and the have-nots getting poorer and more distressed.
Yeah, beautiful. The video I am showing is your organization called Angel. What is it called? Guardians, Angels Guardians, and you guys were taking care of homeless people on the streets of New York. I am a clean freak. I'm not as freak as some of my friends. They wipe everything. They wipe their bag when they come in. They take all their clothes after they come home during this time. So what is your way of protecting yourself? You're out there so much with people.
When we first did that, if you notice, we weren't wearing masks, no gloves.
Uh-huh.
Coronavirus was spreading quickly. People were being
Uh-huh.
taken into the ICU, put on ventilators.
Yeah.
And people would say, Curtis, you're going to get sick. You might die.
Yeah.
And I said, something, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When Mother Teresa and her nuns were in Calcutta in the leper colonies,
Mm. Mm.
was she wearing a mask?
Mm.
Were they
Mm.
wearing gloves?
Mm.
No, I'm not going to wait till I have a mask. I'm not going to wait till I have gloves.
Mm.
These are human beings. Fear not.
Mm.
Now,
Mm.
obviously, we were taking inordinate risk. But amazingly, not one of the guardian angels who helped me day in or day out, luckily did not get coronavirus. Now, it may have been mind over matter. It may have been a series of things, but I will tell you a few of the tricks that I used.
What? Yes, please.
A little bit of tonic water each day. The Ukrainians taught me that. Now it's bitter, and you don't put gin in it. No gin and vodka. No. A little bit of tonic every day. The Ukrainians taught me this in the Schwitz, when
with some multi,
right?
With some multi, Joe.
Get the alcohol if you can. Do me a favor, get my alcohol over there. I'm going to teach you another trick that I use. Rubbing alcohol.
Okay.
Take rubbing alcohol. And remember, most of the infection, if you catch it, would go into your eyes, through your ears, and definitely up your schnoz. The bigger your schnoz, the more likely it's a receptacle for corona. So this is what I do a few times a day. I dip it in rubbing alcohol, and I lather my nostrils. Now, there may be some residual effects that may be negative. I don't know. But I haven't gotten coronavirus.
Oh, my God.
That I was in a petri dish of coronavirus.
Wow, good for you. And
remember, little shot of tonic water without the gin, without the vodka.
And tonic water, what? What do you do? Drink every day?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, like in the morning? In the morning?
No, in the afternoon. It's bitter. And it's if you tried to drink a bottle of tonic water, hey, knock yourself out. You'll probably be in the ER. You'll need to get your stomach pumped.
Wait. What kind of tonic? Because I like gin and tonic. So is that the same tonic?
No. You like the gin part. I'm talking about water. Of course you like the gin. You can't taste the tonic water with the gin.
But the tonic water has sugar in it. Kind of sugary.
It has I don't know. I think there's stuff in there from Mount Vesuvius. There's stuff. The Ukrainians seem to know. It's worked for me.
Okay, yeah, great. I have some. I have some young gun here, and now ask a question. Oh, I have to scoop over. Okay, I'm going to put it here. Now has some question. Serious question. Where does Curtis stand on LGBTQ and rights, and how do you respond to people who say you are racist?
Hey, little ones out there, before you were birthed, 1976, look it up, Huffington Post. One of the cast characters of The Sopranos wrote in his memoirs that he had worked for me in the closing crew of McDonald's, where I was the manager, where I started the Guardian Angels. I officiated the first gay wedding in New York State.
Wow.
In Soundview in the projects, 1976. Even gay and lesbian couples would not want to get married. They say, oh, the straights, they'll want to burn us at the stake. We should be happy with domestic partnership. We shouldn't suggest marriage. I never had a problem with that. And then remember, the Democrats out there, we're so gay friendly. I remember the Clintons and the Obamas and Chuck Schumer, who were in defense of the Marriage Act. They said that gay, lesbian people could not be married. Again, headline, 1976, the person that you may think is a racist or a homophobe officiated the first gay wedding in New York State, in the hood, in the basement of one of the roughest, toughest projects in New York City in Soundview. You can't take that from me. Oh, no. That's cred. That's cred.
Well, very well said. So you're open to the, to the that community, LGBTQ community.
Oh, of course, we participated with Gay Pride. Mm-hmm. We've been actually patrolling Greenwich Village, which no longer is the most prominent gay community in New York City. It's Chelsea. Yeah. Chelsea. So we've been stopping attacks against gays, lesbians, and transgenders for years. So we've got the credibility of having done that for 42 years.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So now the other issue I guess New York is facing, it's kind of a slippery because I guess economy is bad right now. Also, the COVID and the crime is really increased. Crime rate has increased. What are you going to do when you become a mayor?
Well, that's the other reason that I say if you want to keep electing professional politicians, let's see what they've done. They defunded the police. How has that worked all over the country, huh? No bail. How has that worked? Because they have no street smarts, no common sense. Look, I've been locked up 76 times.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know of any politician or anyone running for office who's been locked up 76 times? And that's when the system vilified me. They thought I was the Hells Angels leader. They thought that I was a gang leader. They thought I was an enemy of society. So they keep locking me up. So I understand from all different aspects. And there are certain young men and women who commit crime. And you're not going to stop them with logic. And you're not going to stop them in the immediate time that they're gangbangers, whether they're Bloods or Crips or Trinitarios or MS-13 or whatever Kukulamunga organization that they've created. They are having wars with one another. They are doing drive-bys. They are carrying guns. They are shooting it at people. They must be stopped. They must be arrested. They must be incarcerated, because I worry about the elderly people who are in solitary confinement as a result of the young people acting wild and crazy. I'm there to protect the defenseless. And as mayor of the city of New York, you carry a gun, you start capping shots, you're a gangbanger committing crime, you're going to jail. We'll worry about your therapy after you're in jail, but we're getting you off the streets to maintain the peace.
So in specifically, when we want to, are we going to give more money to the police department? And I think you suggested every subway station we should have 2 policemen, right? Is that what you said?
No, actually, that was somebody else's idea.
Oh, okay.
I want police in the subways who actually ride the trains and walk up and down the train. What a novel idea. Instead, I would not want cops on stations just standing there. And you know what they're doing?
They are, playing their cell phone.
Right, they're sexting and texting. Don't tell me that they're in touch with their commander back at the precinct. They're sexting and texting. No cell phones. Take those cell phones away. No, because they're not in communication with their fellow police officers or their command structure. It's all social networking. Oh, gee, what did I have for breakfast today at Denny's? Oh, yeah, I had the Grand Slam. Then they're putting pictures on their Facebook updates of Grand Slams. They're doing their Instagram. They're tweeting. They're texting. They're sexting. It's got to stop. The cop needs to be on the train, walking up and down, giving a level of comfort, especially to women. Women are the ones who are refusing to ride the trains, and I'll tell you why. There's a legion of pervs out there who walk up to women, not men, women. And they want to prove to these women that they are not suffering from erectile dysfunction. They are pervs. They need to be locked up. They're a menace to women. And guys don't care about it because the pervs generally aren't bothering them. But without women, who are the predominant number of our workforce, without women going out at night to nightlife, there will be no nightlife. I think everybody recognizes that. We have to make sure that women are safe and secure, or you won't have enough workers and you won't have enough nightlife.
Sue has a question. When Curtis becomes a mayor, will he keep the current department leaders?
Nope. You don't mind if I...
You hire me as a social media.
You're all fired. We're going to start from scratch.
Yeah.
We will make mistakes because we'll have a lot of new jacks, people who don't have bureaucratic experience, government experience. So I'm willing to understand there'll be a lot of mistakes made. But we really need fresh ideas. We need idealistic people. I've dealt with the government for years, and some of them are good servants to the people, but they get so jaded, so skeptical after a while. It's just a paycheck. It's a means of existence. I don't want people in government as directors of operations in government. I want idealistic people. And when you get idealistic people, you end up taking risk. You end up sometimes failing, and you have to take the constructive criticism, pick yourself up, correct yourself, and try to improve and do it again. But bureaucrats tend to not want to take any risk, any chances. You know, they want the paycheck. They want to do a 9-to-5 job. I don't want government to be available to them. I want people with great idealistic values who are willing to make a difference in people's lives, even if they make failures along the way.
Very good. Well said. Well said. I want to thank so many people have been making comments or questions. I may not always on top of your question, so forgive me. I'm having so great time with Curtis. Let's see. Someone asked about when is your next time to have a debate with Adams. When is that?
I got my soapbox. Anytime, any place. Eric Adams could ask me to come out to the Hamptons, Martha's Vineyard, where he likes to hang out with the rich and the wealthy. I'll debate him there. We are required by the rules of the fundraising that we incurred to have 2 debates. Now, I know he's going to try to squirm out of it. They're in late October, right before November 2nd. But technically, we will have 2 one-hour debates, and I will be relentless. I will ask all the questions that reporters have refused to ask of Eric Adams. Now, they've asked me everything in my life, so I have a lot to be asked. Oh, boy. My life is a bowl of contradictions and a lot of failures along the way, and there are consequences for your actions. But I've had to deal with that my whole life. Eric Adams is protected. In that debate ring, no more protections. He's going to have to fess up. He's going to have to explain who he really is. He claims he's a blue-collar, working-class kid. Yeah, when he was a kid. No more. He's getting wined, dined, and pocket-lined by the wealthy, the rich, the Fortune 500, the hedge fund monsters.
So before I forget, you are for UBI now. There is a basic income actually organization, national organization. They situated in Oregon, but it's going to be there. It will be a march for basic income on Saturday, September 25th. At 12:30 starts pretty much in my neighborhood, Amsterdam at 123rd Street. So maybe you should come. You're going to meet a lot of youngins.
That's a good idea. I think a lot of people would be surprised.
Yeah.
I know that we're going to have a town hall meeting coming up with the Yang Gang.
Yeah.
I know many of them want to see if I'm the real deal.
Yeah, September 22nd, right?
That this is not just political posturing. It's not. So sure, why not? I mean, my view of UBI is a little different.
Yeah.
But then again, how are you ever going to get this idea put into place if we don't experiment with it? And then all it does is it becomes a discussion point every time we have an election. No, let's try it out. Let's see where it takes us.
Yeah. So one more time, Basic Income 2021. It's their 3rd March. Annually, they do it. Globally, this year, there's 30 cities, as far as I know, maybe more. So you can go into this site, right, and just type in your zip code, and you can find the closest place near you. And I definitely will be there. Basically, it's like my neighborhood I walk around. I have absolutely no reason not to go because it's so close. And I made a video of the first one, 2019, the basic income march, and I made one last year during the COVID. They did a bicycle march, so very interesting. Anyway, I want to show your town hall. Can you see this right now? Or I have to reshuffle? I think I can only show one time. Hold on 1 second. Where is your town hall? Okay. Yeah, I can see right now how. Yeah. Anyway, oh, I know. Okay, I'll just make an announcement. Your Curtis Sliwa's town hall is September 22nd, right? And
Yes,
let me see. What time is it? What time?
7 o'clock
Okay, 7 o'clock.
East Coast time. I
Where can we
recognize
see?
there's a
So
lot of Yang Gang spread all over the world. So 7 o'clock East Coast time.
yeah, so where can we find? We go to your website.
Yeah, Curtis Sliwa for mayor.com. That's Curtis Sliwa for mayor.com, and you can get all the details.
Okay, yeah,
And on Facebook. Don't
I
forget Facebook.
I
And
have.
hey, you want some good belly laughs? I'm the only
Yes.
candidate on TikTok. You got to check out those videos.
Really? Oh, really? I want to
Oh,
see it.
they're award-winning videos. Let
Oh
me
my
tell
god. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. No, yours. I put your website underneath. It's scrolling right now.
Now, let me
Okay.
ask you a question. Uh,
Yes.
the walk, the International Walk for UBI with all of its subsidiaries all over the
Yeah.
world. When I show up, can I feed the pigeons along the way? Some people get very upset with me because I
No,
walk
don't
around.
feed along the way because people are walking. You can feed in the end, which we're gonna walk 1 mile and go to a park at 143rd Street.
I know, but
Yeah.
Ching, you got to understand when I wear the red beret, the pigeons follow me. So,
Oh, so they're part of the march. That's pretty cool. That's
uh,
pretty cool. I have no problem with that.
okay,
Yeah.
because when I become mayor, the pigeon will become the official bird of New York City on the New York City flag.
I thought your cat will be.
No, look, there are more pigeons than cats. Let's be
Oh,
honest with that.
okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. So, yeah, do I miss anybody else's question? Let's see. Any media operation by Adam can do it hurt him? He's doing a Biden basement strategy. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't understand this question. Sorry, dear. Do
I
you
I
understand?
I think
Do you
I think
understand?
yeah, the a Biden basement strategy,
Yeah.
as we've seen that our president Joe Biden, and yes, he was duly elected. I'm not one that believes that they stacked the deck against then President Trump, but he does have some limitations. I mean, I think we all got to understand that. That's why they have a basement strategy to keep him out of sight, out of mind. Because if you allow Joe Biden to do this interview with you for an hour, it would be a blooper reel. You do realize that.
Why?
Because he says things that are so incredulous. You say, did you really say that, Joe? Say it ain't so, Joe. Say it ain't so. So I understand why they have a basement strategy for our president. I
Yeah.
understand it. And pretty soon, at the age of 67, I
Yeah.
may be going into that same basement.
Yeah, very good. So that's pretty funny. I think Biden would never talk to me. I'm too little. So Dennis has a question for you. Curtis, how do you get more media attention? Seems that establishment has already noticed that Adams, that next mayor, can a non-Democrat win in New York City?
Well, it helps that I'm lens lice and I'm a media maven. You understand, I've always been accused of being a media maven and a lens lice. I'm guilty. So I try every method I can to get my words out there because the establishment press basically acts as if I'm a person of no consequence. I'm like Rodney Dangerfield. I get no respect. I accept it. I don't argue it. I realize this is the after January 6th Trump effect. The media hates Trump. They hate Republicans. There's just a blanket effort to say no Republican will get equal time. Okay, that's the way you stack the deck, but don't go to sleep on Curtis Sliwa. I do have TV ads on. And Ching, you have to check my first English language ad because my first ads were actually in Spanish on the local Univision and Telemundo stations.
Do you
But
speak Spanish?
well, I did for the ad, but I didn't know a word of it. I was hooked on phonics.
Oh, okay.
I have
Okay.
no idea what I was saying.
Yeah.
But in the English ads that people should see on network TV in the New York area and cable, Tuna steals the show from me. Tuna is one of my rescue cats who's sitting on my knee, and nobody pays attention to me.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
pay attention to Tuna. Maybe it's better that they pay attention to Tuna than to hear me ranting and raving. But it's a great ad, and I think it's shown a lot of people the compassionate side that I have in this campaign. We need more compassion in politics generally, and I want it to be reflected in everything that I do.
Thank you so much. And I'm thanking all these people in the audience is asking you a question, and some question might be already addressed. What is your stand with NYPD? What are the most effective measures to make New York City safer?
Well, number one, I'm very concerned in the aftermath of 9/11 that because we've defunded the police by $1 billion, we've had early retirement, regular retirement. We've gone from 38,000 cops down to 34,000 cops. That's a dangerous level for a city of our size. But the most important unit that keeps us safe and secure is the anti-terrorism unit, which used to have about 2,000 men and women, dedicated professionals, who focused on protecting us from terrorist attacks. We've lost 26% of those personnel to early retirement and normal retirement without replacing them. And it's not like you can take a rookie out of the academy and put them in an anti-terrorism task force. They have to be seasoned and experienced. We're very vulnerable there. They eliminated the homeless outreach unit, men and women, police officers who knew how to deal with the emotionally disturbed and the homeless. They've eliminated the street crime unit, men and women who would go undercover and know who the gangbangers were and know when they were carrying weapons and preemptively stop them before they would do these drive-by shootings. So these are the areas I will address, and I will make sure that we have enough money to hire new cops. And you know who I'm going after?
Who?
I'm going after Jimmy Dolan at Madison Square Garden, that Hazarai, that pig. He pays no property taxes. Hey, Jimmy, you're going to pay your fair share. Columbia University, which sits on an endowment of $11 billion, and they keep buying up like a Pac-Man, Pac-Woman, all the property in Morningside Heights. NYU sitting on a $4 billion endowment. They own half of Greenwich Village, which they take off the property tax rolls. Guess what? You're going to be paying your fair share of property taxes, and I'm going to dedicate all of that to a special fund purposely to hire the police that we need to get back to the levels of about 38,000 so we can be safe and secure, have safe subways, safe streets, and safe parks, and most importantly, be safe from terrorist attack.
Excellent. So I know Adams like to carry a gun with him. What about you in terms of gun issue?
You know, I didn't often agree with Maya Wiley when she was running the endorsed candidate of AOC, but she made a really valid statement in one of the debates when she said, Eric Adams, how can you be a role model to young men who view a gun as a phallic symbol, as if that's their manhood, when you've talked about how you carry a gun when you go to church or on occasion when you ride the subway because it's so dangerous? And even though he has a right to carry a weapon being a former police officer, she was so correct. Now, look at me. I've been a victim of gun violence. I was shot with 5 hollow point bullets on the orders of John Gotti Sr. to John Gotti Jr. and the Gambino crime family June 19th of 1992. I was offered a carry permit by the NYPD, who couldn't protect me because they were still trying to kill me. I said, no, how could I carry a weapon? I lead an international organization, the Guardian Angels, in 13 countries, 130 cities. The premise is we carry no weapons, no guns. So, and when I go into the hood, the inner city, which is plagued with gun violence, mostly being done by young males, how are they going to listen to me if I were carrying a gun? You know, it's do as I say, not as I do. You know, like your parents, they're smoking, you know, a Marlboro Reds. And meantime, they're telling you, don't smoke. Or they're drinking, they're knocking it back. You know, don't drink. Or all of a sudden, they're going puff, puff, pass with Maui, Wowie, and Hindu Kush, right in the living room. But not for you, kid. It's hypocrisy. So Eric Adams, if he's lucky enough to become mayor, you shouldn't be carrying a gun, because you have to become a role model for young men who think that their manhood is represented by the power of the 44 Magnum, the 38 Special, or the 9mm that they carry.
Yeah. Hallelujah. We have a Christian. Christina, I have a question for you. Would you consider bringing Andrew Yang into your administration?
Yeah, because there's so much that Andrew Yang knows. I gotta
You
be
better.
honest. I don't know much about it. I'm not wondering, I know that. I know that. No, there are a lot of things I don't know about. I think Andrew Yang would trust me to take you on the subway and get you there, right? I would trust Andrew Yang to tell me about how we can develop resources from the wealthy, the rich, especially the Silicon Valley that is developing, all the intel forces in New York City. I know some of that, but not all of it, especially in the field of cryptocurrency and the directions that we're moving in that, because I'm in favor of that, but I would never pretend to know as much about that as Andrew Yang. So he has his field of expertise. I have my field of expertise. He is very adept at dealing with all the shot callers in the suites, and I am the expert at dealing with the streets. Hey, maybe we could be co-mayor, right? I mean, think about
that. Yeah, that sounds great.
He could be mayor by day, and I could be mayor at night when all the problems take place.
That sounds wonderful. Well, we have a few more questions. Let's say Christina always asks a very interesting question. She said, "Would Curtis deputize the guardian angels?"
No, I never want the guardian angels to be part of government. We're autonomous, independent. They are men and women and young people who have all different kinds of ideas, all different kind of ideologies. They put it aside when they volunteer their service to their community, but they are individuals first and foremost. I don't want them to have any part of government. I think in many instances, you take a really strong organization that's independent in government and you create a partnership with government, and it's ruined because the energy is different. The reason the guardian angels are effective is because they want to do this. They wake up to do this whenever they can do it. They're idealistic. Government, they just want numbers on books. They want to be able to say, hey, look, we got these organizations we're working in partnership with. But really, is it really a partnership? Or is it really government saying it's our way or the highway? Like I remember when I was offered a partnership early on when starting the Guardian Angels, and they said to me, well, if we're going to have a partnership, you can't have anybody in the Guardian Angels who has a record. I said, that's like 3/4 of the Guardian Angels. What are you talking about? That's the whole idea. It's part of the redemptive spirit that you get involved with the Guardian Angels, even though you may have been a troublemaker or had troubles yourself. And now all of a sudden you become a peacemaker instead of a predator. Oh, no, we can't tolerate that. So you know what I told him, Ching? I said, hey, oofa to you and your government partnership.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. So let's see. I think our time is up. Do you have any issue you want to talk about before we do the rapid fire?
Right. Now, promise me you're not going to be shooting hollow point bullets at me, right?
No, I won't.
Yeah, I think that the big issue is that we need to have constant discussions. There are no discussions any longer because of I'll call it the Trump-Biden divide. People of goodwill do support Trump. People of goodwill do support Joe Biden. Now, they're not all people of goodwill. I got to tell you that. But there are enough good people out there. You can have a sit down and discussion. Put aside your prejudices, your stereotypes. Look, we're all in this together. It's a global situation that if we don't start dealing with these humongous problems and come up with a consensus, we're going to destroy Mother Earth. And it's not nice to offend Mother Earth. We've been learning that the hard way of late. So if you're upset that you got fires, all of a sudden it's raining on you, or the sewers are backing up, the catch basins, it's flooding. It's like, we got to figure out a mutual way to be nicer to Mother Earth, or we're all doomed. We're all doomed.
Wow, that's wonderful. I just thought about a question I wanted to ask. I forgot about it. And Trump is having a big rally for himself on I think it's September 18th. What do you think of that?
A rally for Trump for himself? That sounds about right. But hey, I support people having more rallies. You don't like speech? You're a part of the cancel culture. The only antiseptic way of dealing with what you may consider hate speech is more speech. You don't like certain statues? I want more statues, more free speech, more discussion, more different ideas. Nobody should get canceled on the internet. Nobody should control what people have to say. I trust people to be able to siphon out what they need to know and develop their own opinions. Government does not. Now, all of a sudden, you're in Facebook jail. You're in Twitter jail. You're in Instagram jail. So what the hell did I do to belong in jail? And you never know if you're going to get out of that jail. It's like the Wizard of Oz. You can't even make a phone call. There's some pimply-faced 400-pound kid sitting in the basement apartment of his mother's house along the Jersey Shore next to the boiler who is determining your fate. Shut up, you little people. We'll know if you can express yourself or not. Yeah, Zuckerberg and the rest of that crew. No. Danger, Mr. Robinson, danger. Like Lost in Space.
Curtis, if you win as a mayor, that would be great. But if you lose, I think you should pursue a theatrical career. Have you ever done theater? You're so wonderful.
Yes.
Like as actor.
In fact, we go back to my cousin Jimmy Lonegro, better known as Cochise, who used to do one-man Carl Sandburg shows coming out of Chicago. He came to New York in the 1960s with his partner Leon, and their dream was to open up a summer stock theater in Plymouth Rock, Massachusetts. And my mother Francesca and my father wanted to help him. And we went up there, and first I looked at Plymouth Rock. It is so disappointing. It's a little pebble. It's not this big Gibraltar's Rock. And I was in his first production in summer stock, the Helen Keller story. And I was cutting out little paper cutout dolls, and I've been talking ever since. Yes, method acting. Some people would say Curtis is the ultimate method actor. I've been asked to actually act, and I said, I can only act one way. I'm Curtis Sliwa, 24/7, 365. I can never be anybody else.
Is your wife a quiet person, or she talks a lot like you?
How could she get in a word edgewise?
I bet she's very different from you.
I've been in talk radio for 30 years.
Yeah, talk radio.
I don't know if I've had more radio partners or more wives.
Hey, by the way, do you still do talk radio? Where can we hear you?
No, they took me off the air the moment I announced. They said,
"Who's they?"
Get him off the air.
Oh, really? They want to make sure you don't.
promotion.
They want to make sure you don't talk wrong, right? They want to make sure you don't have, like, I don't know. When you talk radio, you're a host. You say anything. You could say things that are not very politically correct, right?
Correct. But radio is theater of the mind. There are no pictures. So you're not sort of like glazed over. You have to connect the dots. My job as a talk radio show host is to create an image, and then you have to frame it out in your mind. That's why I love overnight talk radio. That's really where you can do theater of the mind. It's not so heavy with all the politics, bombastic. Trump's a jerk, Biden's a jerk. Our side is always right. Their side is always wrong. I love theater of the mind, UFOs.
You should come to Clubhouse. It's really, you're gonna like so big. You're gonna have like so many followers. Seriously.
Is this like open mic night, stand up?
No, it's all 24/7 Clubhouse. You can Yeah,
That fits my lifestyle.
it's
Because
amazing. It's
my
amazing.
philosophy is there'll be plenty of time to sleep when we're dead, because that's all you get to do is sleep.
Okay, so we have like a very few questions. Duro Samira ask you, can we bring back the World's Fair to New York City?
What a great idea.
Yeah.
See, that's innovative. Now, every idea has been done before. Trust me. It's been done a different time, different place. There are very few brand new ideas.
Yeah.
That is a brilliant idea, and we really should. The question is, where would we put the World's Fair?
On an island, Rikers Island.
Wait, all the wealthy real estate entries are salivating. Right, this island, Bill
Yeah.
Cosby.
Yeah.
But no, I really think we should do that, especially as the world is coming out of a pandemic, a lockdown. That would be great. The problem is you generally end up spending billions of dollars. You don't really offset. We have to find whales, like billionaires like Bloomberg, who had that failed run for the presidency. What a disgraziata. Let him underwrite the World's Fair. We'll name it the Bloomberg World's Fair. We'll give him naming rights. No tax dollars, though. Let the wealthy pay for it.
Yeah. So thank you. That's I remember I attended the Shanghai World Fair in 2010. I did a lot of video and photo. It's a lot of fun. The whole city sort of remaked up, so fresh and everything. But Chinese government pays for it, So in this country is a different story. You really have to raise money or whatever.
Well,
all right, yeah.
Ultimately, whether it's communism or capitalism, you
Yeah.
know who ends up paying for everything? We, the people.
Mhm.
We, the people, because we're the ones who have to do the work.
That's
to
true.
generate the money that others spend for us, whether it's a totalitarian government like in mainland China or a democracy like in our government.
Yeah, that's true. Christina always have very interesting questions. She said, how does Curtis, as an anti-Trumper, appear to GOP voters in New York City who liked Trump or likes Trump?
It was tough. Now, remember, I had a love-hate relationship with Donald Trump for 30 years. Sometimes we agreed, sometimes we disagreed. What bothered me about President Trump is this obsession with Twitter. I would have put Chinese finger cuffs on this guy, because all he did was the start of the day to the end of the day is end up stirring the pot. He would comment on things that had nothing to do with the presidency. There were things he did I liked, but there were a lot of things he did I didn't like. He drove me nuts. Although I didn't like Biden, I didn't like Hillary. I voted for independent candidates in this last election, Brock Pierce, who ran on the Independence Party line. But there were Republicans who held it against me as a never-Trumper. And incredibly, it didn't impact on the vote. I won 70% of the Republican vote in the primary against a guy named Fernando Mateo, who was pro-Trump all the way and spent $2 million telling all Republicans that I was a never-Trumper. But you see, they understood that about me. They knew that I never hid that fact.
Yeah.
I was very open about it.
Uh-huh.
But that if we were going to save our city, Curtis has been doing this for 42 years. Who's this guy, Fernando Mateo? Most of the Trumpers didn't even know him, so they voted for me.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, good for you. You don't have 8 people or 14 people, you just have one guy. But that's great. And congratulations again. You are the nominee of the GOP mayor race. And I look forward to watch you, to follow you, because I mean, be honest, I did not do much following you before, because I'm a youngin. But thank my youngin friend who introduced me to you. So you are so amazingly original and energetic, and I love you because you love cats.
I'm also on the independent line. That's been my whole history.
Yeah. But anyway, so
unusual.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you, everybody. Don't forget, March, Basic Income March is Saturday, September 25th. downstairs where I live, and you're welcome to come to my apartment to chill out afterwards, beforehand. Let's do a rapid fire. I usually do a rapid fire with my guest, maybe 10, 12 questions. They're very quick question, hopefully a quick answer. Okay? All right, ready?
We're ready.
Yeah. All right. So, what's your favorite color? Color. Favorite color.
Red. Boy, that was a real brain buster, right?
That's on my list. This is I always ask easy question first. Now, what do you eat for breakfast? In general,
Cream cheese and jelly sandwich.
sandwich. Okay,
Kind of
Great.
plain, right?
okay.
Not
So
very exciting. Not very exciting. That's
yeah,
Shmir.
cream cheese.
Jelly.
Yeah. What is your father, mother, their ancestor come from?
What about my father and mother?
Ancestor, like where they originally from?
Yes. My father, Chester, is from, he wasn't born in Poland, but my grandfather, Anton, and my grandmother, Wanda, were born in Limanova near the Czechoslovakian border. He was born in Chicago. My mother, Francesca, is the last drop of 13 children, the only one born in America. My grandparents, Fidel and Nicoletta Bianchino, they were Bades. They came from Andria, right near the Adriatic Sea, and they settled in Brooklyn, New York. And that's where I was birthed on March 26th of 1954. Dr. Duckman hit me on my dupa, my push, and I've been talking ever since.
March 26th?
March 26th, Aries. We don't go over, under, around the wall. We go right through the wall.
You know why I get excited? March 25th is my son's birthday.
Fire.
So I will always remember you, okay?
Yes, fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
All right. So if I take you to a bar right now, what would you order?
Now, if you took me to a bar right now, it would have to be an EDM bar because I'm into electronic dance music, even at the age of 67.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because I have Crohn's disease, I can't knock it back like I used to.
Oh.
I mean, man, I used to knock it back.
I see.
Now I'd have to have the tonic water without the gin.
Oh, that sounds boring. Okay. So how many wives you had?
5.
Are you serious?
5.
Are you
And
serious?
trust me, the child support I pay.
That's why you live in 360 square foot. Oh my God. Wow, you're bad. You're a bad boy. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Look,
I'm just kidding.
They've all been great. I have to say that, don't I? I'm running for office now. They've all been wonderful. They're the best. I was the jerk, I was.
Oh wow, you're a very colorful man. So do you have time to read? What's the book you read recently you really like?
I have not read a book recently. The last book I read was The Jungle by Upton Sinclair, socialist, about the meatpacking industry in Chicago. Wow. And that was a really divining rod for me. Problem with me is, I get a quarter of a way to a book, halfway to a book, and then all of a sudden I get taken up with other things. So I'm best known for reading comic books and magazine covers. A lot easier.
Yeah, many of us are. Yeah, we don't have time to read words. They're too long and too time consuming. And now, this is a social media world, right? Among Facebook, Instagram. I know you're TikTok person. What else? Twitter. Which one you do the most?
Oh, the best, the bomb. TikTok. If you go to the Curtis Sliwa for Mayor TikTok page.
Oh, okay. I will.
It blows up. You say, I can't believe this guy did that stuff. Okay. And the guy who does it, because I'm a Luddite, I can't even send an email without the wrong person getting the email.
Oh, you have someone else do it for you. That's not fair.
Yeah. Look, you wouldn't trust me doing anything with technology. I'm not Yang when it comes to that. But this young man named Luca, he's 18 years old. He's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
He takes the raw video footage of me, of which there's massive amounts. He collects it all up. He dissects it, bifurcates it, and he creates magic. And I look at him and I say, that's me? Wow, that's pretty good.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, TikTok is something I don't do enough. So I only have like 5 posts, but I want to do more.
Oh, and politicians are afraid of TikTok. They say, oh, you know, it's owned by the red Chinese. Get out of here. Everything you buy in the stores.
Yeah, yeah. So do you do Instagram?
I don't.
Oh, I don't like you anymore. No, just kidding.
No, wait, I don't even know how to take a selfie, right? Oh, by the way, if truth be told, in one of my many contentious divorces, some of my emails ended up being read in court. That's why I don't do my own social networking anymore.
Yeah. So great. So tonight, I pretend I'll take you out for dinner. Where would you like to go? Which restaurant you want to go?
Since I'm being introduced to a vegetarian cuisine, and since I can't pronounce the words most of the time, and I have no idea what's in the food, I would just say blindfold me and take me to a vegetarian restaurant.
I'll take you to a Buddha, Buddhist temple restaurant in Chinatown.
We used to have a Buddha in our house that my father brought back as a seaman from mainland China at the time. And we used to rub the Buddha's belly for good luck. Except for me, I never had good luck. I don't know. Maybe it's the Buddha.
Yeah. That's great. So if you had time to learn a foreign language, which language you want to learn?
Oh, Spanish. When I was in junior high school, they said, you have a choice, Spanish or French. I took French and I couldn't even order off a French menu now. Spanish, you got to be able to speak Spanish in New York because it is the primary language in so many neighborhoods. And people think I'm a Latino. They, Curtis Sliwa, Maya Boricua. No idea what to say.
Okay, learn a word, learn a sentence a day. Yeah, you can do it. Yeah. So one last question. Coffee or tea?
Depends on the day. Depends on the day. When my stomach is grumbling, as it oftentimes does, it's got to be tea. Lipton, not Tetley, please. And then when I need that jump start, because, sometimes I got to come out of my shell, believe it or not. I need to turbocharge myself. Man, I got to get a cup of coffee. Instant coffee. It's like a bar pit.
Yeah. Curtis, I'll tell you a secret.
Yes.
I've fallen in love with Turkish coffee last month.
What coffee?
Turkish coffee.
Oh, strong stuff.
But it's not. I can drink it at night, like 10 o'clock, still go to sleep because somehow there's not a whole lot of caffeine in it. It's so delicious.
Let me tell you something. Having had Turkish coffee, not in Turkey, but in Bahrain, in Dubai, not in Saudi because they wouldn't let me go there. It grows hair on your chest. I wouldn't do that for too long a period of time. Turkish coffee does that.
Really? But I've been I was exposed in Santa Barbara last month. My son actually took me to a Turkish coffee shop. I loved it. So I've been drinking every single day and I'm in heaven. But anyway, you should try. You should try. Try one. Oh, you already tried before. But anyway, it's good. It's good. So it's my weakness. All right. So great to know you and chat with you. And so wonderful to see all the fans of you join us and asking great questions. If I miss any of your question, please forgive me. I'm just having fun looking at Curtis rather than looking at your writing. And so please please subscribe my YouTube channel. I work very hard. And every Wednesday, I interview somebody at 4 o'clock Eastern time. So I'm so honored to have met you, to talk to you, Curtis. And thank you for share your wisdom and your policy, your passion. And we hope you, I wish you the best. I wish you, will beat Adam shit out of him.
Yes.
Okay, well, everybody, thank you so much. We're gonna end this session, and yeah, thank you. And you can share this video with other people who did not appear right now. And this is yeah.
Ask the people. There should be 3 boxes. This guy, do you think he is crazy, eccentric, or freaky deaky? I would love to know the results of that poll.
Freaky. Wait, say it again.
Freaky deaky.
Deaky. What's freaky deaky?
Freaky deaky is like something you never experienced before in your life. So please come out to play.
Yeah. Okay. So question one more time. Is this guy crazy?
Crazy? Insane in the brain, right? Eccentric. That's
eccentric.
A nice way of saying the same thing. Or freaky deaky.
Yeah. It's all of the above, I would say. Yeah. Thank you so much. We're going to end now. Bye.
Bye.